And this is, I guess, the first opportunity where creating a body of work to stay bonded in one space, which happens to be inside this BMW.
I can certainly get used to this.
Right until the last moment where everything gets put together, I actually won't entirely know what the complete picture will look like. This is my canvas, and this is going to be beautiful.
I went mountain biking on that, practically on that mountain there. There's a koppie there called Groot Kop, and a friend sort of just stopped dead in his tracks, and he said, check this out. He drew a square meter in the sand, and we counted 17 different species in that square meter, and that was like, jeez. You know, it was like a moment. And in the next square meter, there were, sort of 10 ones that weren't in the previous square meter. You know, it's just it's crazy.
The Cape Floral Kingdom is an area 0.04% of the total land surface, and it's one of the 6 floristic regions, and it is almost 9,000 species of plants. I mean, that's quite incredible, but even more surprisingly, it has whole families, 5 families of plants. Now that's incredibly rare, that are endemic just to the Cape Floral Kingdom, and the Cape Floral Kingdom is the only floral kingdom in the world in one country. And then you've got the Cape Peninsula, almost 2,300 species, which is 100 times smaller than the United Kingdom, and yet it's got more species of plants, almost double the number of plants in the whole of the United Kingdom. Nowhere else in the world do you find that.
Bantry Bay used to be called Botany Bay. It was actually around about 1787 when Dr. Lisching from Germany developed a botanical garden. From the foot of Lions Hill down to the sea, he built terraces and he established a botanical garden. So that's why it was called Botany Bay. Although this is now a built-up area, the Ellerman House garden is still very much a floral kingdom with the indigenous fynbos. And so I wanted to include an artist who actually represented what the feel of Ellerman House is.
Look where you're stepping here. I think this is a Rus crenata, and exactly on this path is where I feel totally fine to take a cutting from. And this was always, when I started making jewelry, I would walk up mountain paths and I would take things exactly like that where I know people would be stepping on. Or, you sort of walk and someone's broken a branch, I'll take that branch. And so there's no impact. If I'm not respectful, if I start, sort of abusing it, it won't last. And it's also not part of my nature. Most difficult part of this is actually getting permission from landowners to collect plants, and the other most difficult mission is to get hold of plants that are on the red data list, to showcase them as threatened species and to create an awareness around them.
People are, of course, terribly concerned that because you've got so many endemic species, that they will go extinct through largely human activity. And that to me is the message People must come and see it now, because will this be here? In my lifetime, I've seen plants disappearing. It's scary. So it's an amazing place for anybody to come who's interested in plants and in seeing something so different. It's unique.
In terms of getting this on a flat sort of metal panel, we'll probably send this through a roller eventually when it's in metal, but we can do this casting. We'll probably try and translate this, you know, this is actually the real magic of the Osiris compressor. To translate that into a flat object, you're going to sort of lose the beautiful sort of symmetry there. Yeah, I've sort of like realized how lucky I am to do what I do in the richest botanical region. You know, if I'd gone to Europe, or to, you know, let's say Northern Europe, I've thus far made about 450 plants, and that would have almost sort of, you know, capped what I can do in Europe. I've still got another 19,550 species to work through in South Africa alone. so yeah, there's endless variety, and there's just it's endless. One needs a few lifetimes to work through this work.